Hey, what's happening, sports fans? It's C&B Talking Hockey, back with a lot. I don't even know what we're at for episodes. I wanted to keep track at one point, but I don't really get the point. But yeah, we're back. Brady, how you feeling about these past two games?
Little
Or
come
three,
down,
sorry.
little come down from the 12-game point streak we had going there,
Mhm.
but can't complain too much. I guess you had a split on the road trip. Yeah.
I actually highly disagree. I think I can complain.
Okay, yeah.
The Flames, the Flames and the Canucks, not to jump ahead, were number 32 in the league at the time of the start of the game. The Flames were not 32nd overall at the end of that game for obvious reasons. And neither were the Canucks after they also beat us. So
Wonder how that happened.
yeah, it's a weird situation. Anyway, sorry, my headset's like just bugging me. It's like not.
You can always take it off.
I am right now. Okay, I fixed it.
He took it off and put it back on. By
I
the way.
extended it out a little bit, not too much.
Professionals.
I know, honestly. Should we get to our random scores right away?
Yeah,
So
do some local programming here.
local programming. It'll really keep the people interested as I slowly scroll down our document. Okay, so some other quick games around Minnesota at North Dakota area. The Gophers faced RV Ohio State, which I don't really know what that means. It was like very specified. It was RV, but in Ohio they ended up splitting that series, winning game 1 6-3 and losing game 2 6-5 in overtime. Kind of a weird split for them. They were playing a lot better and a lot more competitively. They had beaten a ranked team the week before, and I know that RV Ohio State team is not great. So
I mean, yeah, you have the Ohio State team in RV. It's like a JV or whatever.
it actually might be. I could not tell what their deal was, and I don't know who the Gophers played. Maybe that was part of it, but anyway. UND ended up facing and beating St. Cloud State in both games they played this weekend, winning
Nice.
game 1 4-3 and winning game 2 4-2. St. Cloud State was doing pretty solidly to start the year. They have fallen off a little bit, and UND has gone up on the upswing, so that is good news for those in the Grand Forks area, or Grand Forks fans. And finally, the Fargo Force lost both games of their two-game series against the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Always unique names out there in the
USHL,
Yeah, USHL.
which apparently they're changing the name, but not to get into that because I don't know too much about it, but I heard that they're changing the name from the USHL to the NJHL, National Junior Hockey League.
That would make more sense.
It would. I just don't. You know when you have like a certain level of brand recognition,
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a weird situation there, but
It will be, but I think they're trying to incorporate more of like Canada, so not just United States or whatever.
I
so-
think you're probably right there, especially with the combination of college hockey to was the Western Hockey League?
Yeah, the CHL or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Anyway, the Fargo Force ended up losing game 1 2-1 and losing game 2 5-3. Little unfortunate for them. They are not performing as good as they usually do, but they are also still top of the little conferences. That younger division, they have like nobody's dominating the USAHL this year, so that's good for them and bad for them, obviously. Would you like to start to go into the games?
I don't know what else we would do at this point.
I just
Be upset and disappointed at the Flames loss. We can go there right away.
that's what I was. So
So all the way back on Thursday, Wild were taking on the Flames in Calgary. Take the 4-1 L. It's very weird saying that. It's been a while.
it's been a while.
Overall, it was a not fun game. I remember watching majority of this. The Wild just seemed pretty lifeless the whole game.
Yeah,
Bad
it was.
moves.
They were just slow and sloppy. It was just an ugly game to watch. It honestly looked like they were coming down from the high of how well they were playing, and they were just going, "Oh, this is Calgary. They're terrible. We can just take the night off." And Calgary was like, "We're not dead. Like we can put up a fight."
The one thing the Flames they don't have a lot of talent, I will say, but they make up for it in hard work. They make up for it with their grit and hard work.
Talent beats hard work and other way around. Hard work beats talent.
when
Talent doesn't
won't
work hard.
Yeah.
Every
Okay.
coach ever. Yeah.
Well, going on to the period recaps, Wild come out very flat in the first. Calgary gets into some penalty trouble, actually. They take 4 in the first period alone, but the Wild go 0 for 4. So,
I like that.
Not a great start. Power play was already cold going into this little weekend. Spoiler alert, it didn't pick up. So, second, Wild still looks sloppy. Loose puck out front of their own net. Flames net the first goal. Wild are able to get it back a little later in the second, but the real reason they did it is because Beecher on the Flames, he loses the blade in his skate, so he's hobbling around. Broken play, Bogo gets a shot that's tipped by Trennan in. That's the lone goal. So it's tied going into the third here. But yet again, the Wild start the third slow, giving up too many odd man rushes, and the Flames capitalize, getting the 2-1 lead. Even more turnovers leads to another odd man rush. Flames score, make it 3-1, and then Wild do push, but they get the empty netter for the 4-1 W for the Flames. Gust still had a 900 save percentage, stopping 27-30. Can't really point to him and say you know.
Mm-hmm. Especially when the team came out that flat and just that ugly overall.
Yeah, he had no help. So, you go 0 for 5 on the power play. Terrible.
Not many games you'll win when you do that, actually. I believe that is an NHL statistic. They just say not many games. That's all the statistic is. It's weird.
Yeah. Goal was by Trennan. Lone assist goes to Bogo. No real stats to note other than the disappointed feeling of, oh my God, that was terrible.
Well, another disappointing thing was that Colorado actually lost to the Islanders that night.
You could have made up some ground.
Could have made up some ground. There's not much ground to be made up when they're, I believe, 15 points ahead of us right now.
We'll get them.
We'll catch them. No, the Central just continues to be amazing. Mm-hmm. So the Wild losing these two games is actually so stupid. Stupid as in, this is the type of games that you need to win. This is the is it the Timberwolves theory? The Timberwolves, when they're really good, lose to bad teams, and when they're really bad, they only beat good teams. They never play well against bad teams. It's the weirdest thing. The Wild are being that way.
It feels like it's a confidence level, where they didn't look like they were trying super hard,
Yeah, and it's not like they had an excessive break to cause this sloppiness of play. No idea what possibly came out. John Hines definitely was very mad going into the Canucks game.
And he probably didn't get much happier.
No, not much happier.
I didn't watch this game at all, actually. I was busy Saturday night. It was bad, though. I know Hartman was up on the first line, got bumped to the fourth line. He was not playing very well.
Mm-hmm. Well, Yurov did get this is Yurov's first game back. Yeah.
I do forget that he was injured for a while there. Start was pretty good by the Wild, but they ended up getting dropped to 2-1.
No, it ends up getting a 2-on-1.
Oh, sorry. This is Cole's typing.
As
I'm
you
trying
can tell.
to read. Zuki slides a puck over to a wide open Boldy. Nice little tap in. They're having a solid first period overall. They end up having the 1-0 lead going into the second. 10 minutes into the second, though, Tomas Willander, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just put Tom.
Picks the corner on Wallstedt, blocker side. One you normally see Wallstedt get. Obviously he's not going to stop them all, but
I did tonight.
I remember hearing stats about Wallstedt though that he doesn't give up shots from distance from the point. I think he gave up one in this game. He doesn't give them from awkward angles by there. He gave up one in this game. You haven't seen a performance like this since October.
Honestly, a lot of these were just they picked a corner. That was the tougher part. The only one in this game that wasn't a corner that just got picked was Boldy's goal, which was just the goalie was completely out of place after a nice Zuccarello pass. The rest of these goals are just, that's a corner. You can't even, you can get mad at it, but, the blocker side ones were actually just so well placed. You kind of, the Wild have been very consistent about blocking early shots and blocking, getting to defensemen. In this game, they were just kind of
a little slow.
Yeah. Flat foot is a good word.
You see it a little later here. Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. There is two, so it is a little confusing. Just picks a corner through a screen. Out to Ratti, who I actually really liked as a player. I remember when he was drafted, I think the Wild had two picks after him or something like that. I'm like, drop. I just love the name Atu Ratti.
The double A really gets me.
He picks the corner on Wallstedt again. It's going to be a 3-1 deficit, I believe, going into the third. And then yet again, Atu Ratti gets his second of the game. Wallstedt just a little mishap behind the net leads to a turnover.
It was a very goofy play by him.
Yeah, Wallsted's a very good puck handler, so it was very interesting to see. Matt Zuccarello then swings around the net in the O zone, decides to just pick a corner. Really good shot. I'm cleaning it up a little bit.
I watched it live, and I turned the game off when it became 3-1, and I was like, you know what, I should watch it, kind of whole radio show or whatever. I come back, it was 4-1, and Zuccarello just decides to match the Canucks like it was a game of horse, and he just picks a corner beautifully. Honestly, it was just a weird game of just good shooting where. Yeah. The goalies didn't stand much of a chance when it came down to it.
Yeah, you see that reflected. Wallstead actually stopped 16-20, has an .800 save percentage. Very out of character for him with this last month. Goals Zuki and Boldy. Zuki gets the assist with Kaprizov and Trennan as well. And then, I don't know. It was a very weird game for Wallstead from what I heard. It'll be interesting. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the start on Thursday, so...
I believe so as well.
We'll see how he looks there. Disappointed to say the least, though. These were two teams in the bottom echelon of the league.
And games that we need to win to catch up to Dallas, who's now also surging.
Yeah.
Who we get to lovely get to see
them on Thursday.
Don't you love that for everybody?
No.
Anyway, the Wild go on to play the Kraken on Monday. Ended up winning 4-1. This was a lot better of a game for the Wild.
Yeah, interesting decision to start. They go 11-7, which kind of bites them in the end here with what happens with Zuccarello, obviously. I liked it, though, at the time when the game was starting because it gives Ogren more of a shot with other better people. Him being bogged down with the likes of Ben Jones and Tyler Pitlick is not giving him a fair shot. And I actually thought he looked really good in this game.
I do agree with that. This was definitely the game he looked the best in this week. When we get to the hot or not, it was a tough decision to place him where I did. Ooh,
stick around.
Yeah, keeping hooking him. After the break, which we don't have, luckily.
Good radio etiquette there.
Thank you.
Wild did come out strong though. They don't give up a shot till the first 9 minutes. Sorry, till 9 minutes in, I should say. Power play still looking rough though. And then I think the main thing that many people will take out of this is that Zuccarello gets absolutely nailed by Vince Dunn here. Open ice hit.
It was clean.
I
hate to agree that it was clean, but
at the time it looked like he lands on his head very weirdly. So I'm thinking concussion. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking. He left the game, did not come back. Yurov, though, which is I think it's funny, just absolutely jumps Dunn in the corner a little while
Good
later.
Teammate move.
It's just you never seen it from him.
Yeah, and they talked about that. It's really not his game plan at all. Like that's not the way he is. Yeah. But I think it was a good moment for him to show that he is on the team. Like it's like a connection to the guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Making him more of a line mate official. He's had a lot of good time up there since Rossi's been gone.
And Kaprizov ended up getting in the mix too. Gets his helmet pulled off, which was not called again, which I don't get.
Just never call that.
Yeah, it's such a dumb rule.
The hit ends up being reviewed to see for if it was targeting of the head. Ends up just being a clean hit. Penalties are given out. Yurov gets 2 minutes. I think he gets an extra 2 minutes for roughing, and then Dunn's off the ice, yada yada. So they get a power play out of it. Wild kill it off. Their penalty kill has been really great as of late, which is probably the only saving grace of the special units team. So
I believe they were 22 for 22 before this game. They end up giving one up later, but
they do. Spoilers.
Spoilers. This game didn't happen, and people hopefully watched it.
Yeah, but you can really see the Wild are playing with a little bit of anger now. Kaprizov especially is just attacking all through the zone. He's very noticeable after Zuccarello's absence. Very strong start to the second with a Boldy takeaway. He just feeds it out front, and Eck with the strong stick just taps it through the 5-hole. Very interesting. You see the pad lift up by the goaltender, just let it go through. It's an Ecker goal if you've ever seen one. He's been on a little bit of a cold streak, so it was nice to see him get on the score sheet. I think it was 5 games, so just last point. You like to see that.
Even though he has been a little colder, he definitely has had a good these last 3 games. He's actually been one of the better players, at least on the Brett Marshall statistics. He's been, I think, top 3 every game, which is a crazy thing for him not scoring either.
Well, that second line of him, JoJo, and Boldy, I think they haven't been broken up. It's been them 3. Rossi's been out, so the top center's gone. There's been a lot of filtering up in that top line trying to get a spark, but they've been very steady together, and I think it's pretty evident if they're going to be the 3 that are sticking together to how good they've been playing. They show up on the score sheet here. They score 4, but 2 are empty nets. The 2 goals that are actual even strength goals are by that line. So, A little while later in the second, I think it's a weak call on Boldy in the corner on Montour. He gives him a little shove like you always do in the corner, and he falls, and his stick is near his feet, and so they call it a penalty. And then Montour gets up, gives him a two-hander across the legs, cross-check everything, baiting him, fake punch. The ref's right there. They don't call that at all. And then literally a few seconds into the penalty kill, the Kraken are able to tie it up 1-1. I was really mad at the time when I saw that. I mean, yes, it's maybe a penalty. It felt like the wrong call.
The issue is really, I think the consistency that refs make calls has gone way down, and I think the fact that we now have Twitter and other things to review plays, it's so much easier to criticize a ref. I think that is one of those where I think Boldy's penalty wasn't a penalty, but I think the like retaliation that came after it, you could almost call like a offsetting to like make teams happy.
Yeah.
But you can't make just the Boldy call because the Boldy call itself is nothing in my mind.
I saw it live and I thought it was nothing, which is why I'm really upset. Like sometimes you'll watch it on instant replay and be like, "Oh, he didn't get him. He flinched, yada yada." No, like live, it's like he just gave him a little touch. And you're calling that a trip, whatever. So it's tied going to the third. A little scatterbrained here, I'm realizing, but we'll keep going.
I'm infecting you.
Back and forth start. Another good forecheck by Boldy. Little floater out front. Gets tipped by JoJo past Grubauer. And then the Kraken do push a little bit here, but there's no real high danger chance. Gustafsson was playing very well, mitigating that. Kaprizov gets an empty net backhander from his own zone, which is just like kind of the balls on you to do that, I guess. Shout out. And then Tarasenko actually caps it off with another one of his own.
Yeah, so. Tarasenko.
Yeah, Tarasenko. Ooh. So yeah, Gus ends up stopping 23 of 24, 9.58 save percentage. Goals to Ek, Kaprizov, JoJo, and Tarasenko. Ek with 2 assists with a 3-point night here. Middleton, Spurgeon, Boldy, and Sturm also get assists. I think the only real stats to note is kind of a very fluke injury game for the Wild. Obviously, Zuccarello leaves in the first. I believe sometime in the third, Middleton also leaves. They believe he got hit with a stick or a helmet or something that kind of jammed him, so he's being evaluated. We'll see if he's good to go for Thursday. Sturm left for a little while, too. He took the puck kind of on the lip of the skate, so that's going to be a stinger. He did come back, though, so that was a good sign. And then Boldy also left at the very end of the third period. They say he's okay, though, so... But Wild have a little bit of injury problems after this game now. It's very weird to look at one game and be like, yeah, now we have injury problems. It was manageable before. Now it's a problem. Yeah. So.
It felt like we've been dodging bullets all year because one person, all of a sudden it's, okay, everybody's healthy, but we've not had a game that everyone's been healthy, at least in my opinion. Recent memory, because Sturm was out for so long to start the season, and then Rossi went out, so... I mean,
we probably had like 2 or 3 games at most.
We might have.
Lineup you were thinking. I mean, injuries are to be expected, but it seems like the Wild are always having this issue. Kaprizov last year.
Yeah.
Now this year it's everyone but Kaprizov. Knock on wood.
I think it's funny though how some people on Twitter often like attack the Wild's health. What do you call them? Like trainers.
Staff,
training staff. I do happen to think, obviously we are very biased because we watch the Wild so much, we know about their injuries so much more. I kind of feel like there is more injuries with the Wild than any other team. I don't know enough about it to be able to tell you, but
I don't know if you can blame the training staff for some of these. Like, how do you train Marco Rossi not to get his foot broken on a shot? You know,
move it.
He's trained to get in the way. That's a fluke one.
I meant more like training staff isn't like making recovery training staff.
Like the thing is that these aren't day-to-day injuries like wear and tear. I don't know about Foligno, I guess. Hinostroza, he falls awkwardly and probably strains his meniscus. I mean, maybe flexibility or something the training staff could work on, but that's a fast bend to an area that shouldn't be bent like that. That's like something you can't train for. Middleton getting jabbed by a stick helmet. You can't be like, all right, we're going to strengthen the chest muscles so that doesn't happen.
I think it's an option.
Zuccarello, you going to give him a thicker skull so he doesn't get a concussion?
Yeah, skull days. You got to break your skull every now and then to make it thicker. That's how muscles work. That's how bones work.
I would understand if, like, the thing with the secrecy of injuries is what makes me upset. I would understand if it's like, he has a concussion, he'll be back in so many weeks, and then it's a longer period. So, like, that's where the failing of the job is, you know? Or like Rossi's foot is not being properly treated
Taken
with
care of,
physical
yeah.
therapy or something
Well,
like
and
that.
a lot of people brought it up last year with the Kaprizov injury because he was inconsistently told when he was going to come back.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he ended up getting surgery, didn't
He did end up after
sometime in the middle of the year.
Yeah, but he waited super long, and that's why I think a lot of people got frustrated because if he would have gotten it earlier, he would have came back earlier, but they didn't know that he needed it.
Yeah.
But that's something that's a training staff's fault.
Yeah, that's true. Or the surgeon, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true as well. Or even MRIs being a little goofy.
Exactly.
Yeah, a bunch of engineers talking about health stuff.
We know what we're doing.
Let's call my sister in. She at least has an idea.
Let's ask an AI.
That's a great idea. I would like to bring up one thing that I saw was a Brett Marshall tweet actually about the Wild's top-heavy goal scoring actually.
Yeah, isn't it like over 40% of the goals have been scored by Boldy and Kaprizov as of late?
Boldy, Kaprizov, and Faber actually.
Really, Faber's in
there. But if you take out Faber, they still over the last 8 games, Boldy and Kaprizov still count for over 50% of the goals.
Wow.
Yeah. Kaprizov having 6 and Boldy having 4, and Faber with 2. And that is no other player on the team has scored more than 1 goal.
In that stretch?
In that stretch of 8 games.
Wow.
They have 12 goals on that group combined and 20 goals as a team.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and put a positive spin on it, I guess. With the injuries you have.
That is true.
I think if Rossi was back, you would be seeing more goals from him. You probably would see more goals for Kaprizov, though, so maybe that balances out. But Yurov gets slot down, so your bottom 6 gets more of an offensive flair. I mean, I would say Foligno, but he hasn't had a goal this year. Still, when he's there, the team slots better when the players are in the lineup where they should be. If you have that Trenin Yurov Foligno line, your bottom 6 looks a lot better than you're going 11 and 7 because you don't want Ben Jones and Tyler Pitlick out there.
And I guess even more of a positive spin. That means you're getting goals from a lot of different players. That's 8 players other than that top 3 that have goals. I think that is something that should be talked about a little bit more. But yeah, over the last 20 games, Kaprizov has 13, Boldy has 11, and Faber has 6, which, again, impressive, which combines for 30, and the rest of the team had 25 over that span. So, again, over 50% of the goals is those 3. Weird that Faber's a part of that group, but...
Well, that was during the stretch of the November hockey, too, when they were
yes,
doing
it
so
was.
well. You need your top players to be your top players, so... That number is a little high, but you want to see him producing high numbers.
Looking like Colorado over here, though. That's my issue. Oh, they're only the top team in the league. Oh, I don't want to be like them. I don't
want to be like them.
I don't
Frick
either.
Them.
Whoa.
Their goaltending isn't as good as our goaltending. Yeah, I said it.
I was going to say, I think we might have to dump that. You just said...
Swatch Wall said lay another egg, and then I have to eat my words.
Yeah, that's tough. I think that game is very much an outlier.
Yeah.
They were picking corners. That's really what happened. I don't know.
They're the better team. They wanted it more. Well, do you want to do your hot or not list or do some other top?
I love my hot or not list because I get to talk.
I'm sorry if you want me to stop talking.
No, I think it's fun to do.
It's all right.
It is.
I'm gonna be like a needy ex. All right.
Well, the hot or not list actually did have some movement this week. The S tier no longer has Kaprizov within it. He did have a little bit of a tough week over the past 3 games, though he did have a goal. It was just a little bit more tough than I would have expect and like for him to be in my S tier.
Oh yeah, you had the empty netter. That's what the goal was.
Yes, it was. And other than that, he was actually negative on the player cards both games that the Wild ended up losing. You kind of need to see a little bit more of a spark out of him. With that being said, the S tier currently consists of Matthew Boldy, who has been a longtime participant, longtime fan of the show. Yes, longtime fan of the show, of course. S tier newcomer, moving up from the A tier. Sorry, I was looking for that. Moving up from the A tier was Nico Sturm.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Is it because he's the only guy who's good at face-offs? Is that why he has?
He was the only person that was positive in all 3 games this week on the player cards, and overall, I think he's. Again, I'm quoting a lot of Brett Marshall. I'm realizing when it comes to these,
shout out.
A decent amount of this comes from Feel and Brett Marshall back and forth. Like I judge both, but he's Nico Sturm in I think it's 12 games he played. It's less than that. Has had one of the best spans for any Minnesota Wild player. The faceoffs are a big help. I think he's just overall playing very solid defensive hockey, and then getting a little bit of a scoring side of it. He had an assist and a goal this week. I know he had an assist. I don't remember.
He had a goal this
I don't
week,
think he did either.
You've been noticing him in good ways. So.
Exactly, and that's where I really come down to. The other member of the S tier also making his debut at the S tier, moving from A to S, Joel Erikssonek.
Yeah, I can see a pattern here. You went heavy on the analytics side here, which makes sense when you have 2 L's with 2 low-scoring games.
And I did, yeah, you're right.
He scored, though, so that's okay.
He had 3 points in that one game, and yes, analytically, he was very solid those 2 games that they did lose. I just also love Erikssonek's playstyle. Also, I wanted to mention this in the tweet section. Erikssonek was rated in the top. Was it? I don't remember. Players in the NHL with the most punchable faces.
Oh yeah, like you'd hate to go against.
Yeah,
like
Nick Cousins of the Florida Panthers ended up taking it home, taking the championship home with like 29% of the vote. But Erikssonek actually takes away 4.5% of the vote, the only Minnesota Wild player to make the list. And Russo had something to say about it, that apparently it was one of the Minnesota Wild players actually voted for him.
Yeah, like the majority of the Wild players voted for him or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
If I had to hit anybody, if Ecker wasn't on my team, he'd be the guy.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing.
I very funny thing, and I think it's a little bit of a joking around thing. I know that that's something he said on the broadcast at one point. So I figured we'd have to bring that up. It was a very funny moment to see that on Twitter. Anyway,
follow us on Twitter at C&B Talk Hockey.
Good plug. I like that. We need to keep got to keep pushing it. 8 followers is not enough. We need
4.
4. Oh, ooh.
And I think it's us on our accounts and our buddy I made follow us because he had it. So
I mean, okay. Well, come on, people.
Shout out to the one person who's not us.
He might be listening. He might have forgot. He's not very bright when it comes to days of the week. Anyway, biology major. Moving on. The A tier consists of Kirill Kaprizov, as stated.
Kirill Kaprizov.
I might have added too many P's to that name. Matt Zuccarello, JoJo, Faber, Gus, and Trennan. I believe Trennan is the only one to actually move into this tier, other than Kaprizov moving down to this tier. Trennan did move from B to A. He was having a good weeks already. I believe he has upped his game a little bit more even so this week, leading the team in hits, very much so setting the tone of play, and scoring a goal. So that is where I place him. Any of these to comment on? Other than maybe Gus, maybe deserving to be S tier, realistically.
Yeah, I can see Gus going up. I think JoJo, I don't know what his analytics looked like, but
they were mediocre, actually.
Yeah, I think he's high, but I guess I have a soft spot for hating JoJo. So,
I do too.
Along with Tarasenko, but yeah, it's good. Kaprizov maybe should be B tier with how he's been playing, with only having the empty netter.
Yeah,
it's hard to put your star player down there. So.
And honestly, the way he was playing like a pissed off teenager against the
against the Calgary Seattle
against Seattle, I had to keep him there. I really agree with you. He was terrible those 2 games, the Flames and the Canucks, respectively. But he played very well against Seattle. Even though he wasn't ending up on the scoring sheet, he definitely was playing like the star player. Obviously, you could argue Boldy's actually our number 1 right now. I think a lot of people would make that argument. Neither here nor there who gets the most money, right? Anyway, moving on to the B tier, Jonas Brodin, Jared Spurgeon, Middleton, who all are just consistently right there.
That's what you want from them.
Honestly, nothing too flashy, nothing bad.
They're not supposed to be offensive, and defense ain't flashy, because if you notice them, it's probably a bad thing. Cause,
it is true. It's like an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And then also in B tier, Jesper Wallstedt gets moved down from S tier to B tier. He did have a tough game. Again, as I said, the goals were kind of inconsistent, but there are some that you would at least like to see him get 1 or 2 of those. I don't know. That was kind of a tough situation. Also in B tier, Yurov and Hartman. Hartman had some mediocre games. You could argue he's actually C tier. I still like the way he plays, usually. I think that the analytics actually helped him stay in B tier versus C tier. I personally just thought he was kind of mediocre at best, especially for getting that first line center. At least during the Flames game, he kind of really didn't bring the jump I wanted. And Yurov coming back, I thought Yurov had a solid game. I think I have a soft spot for rating him higher than I probably should. He didn't score, but he had a little bit of that community side of hockey, the gentlemanship.
The gentlemanship.
Yeah, I'd something I appreciate.
It's what you do. Your star player goes down. I mean, Zuccarello is loved in that locker room. So it's
he really is.
So.
And honestly, this is bringing back the side of the Canadian game. I know he's a European, but that's what they always talk about. The NHL is trying to go to the European style play with the focusing on the skating, taking hits out of the game. And Yurov said, "You know what? Let's fight. Let's do this." I don't know. I just enjoyed that.
I was actually really surprised when they didn't give him a fighting major because he dropped the gloves on Dunn. I listened to Worst Seats in the House podcast with Russo and LaPanta, and they mentioned that they thought the refs maybe had a little bit of a pity kind of thing, where it's yeah, that guy just got hurt because of a hit that probably wasn't necessary. It was pretty violent, so we won't give you the 5, but we're going to give you an extra 2 roughing.
Which also, I want to talk about that.
We'll get into
but
it.
But that's still stupid. Anyway, C tier, moving on, so we can get to that. C tier, I had David Juracek,
He didn't play a game.
Oh, did he not? Oh, dang. That was my bad. I really thought he played against Calgary for some reason.
Really?
No, he definitely didn't.
No.
Now that you say it, he definitely didn't. Anyway.
He's in the lower echelon. So.
Yeah, he's dead almost anyway.
I don't know if he's been reassigned or not. So.
I don't know either.
Okay. Anyways.
Moving on. Tarasenko was in C tier this week. He did get moved up from D tiers where I did have him. He had a little bit better statistically against the Canucks, actually, weirdly, because he didn't actually score in that game. He was actually, I think, 3rd or 4th on the team statistically. When it comes down to the metrics.
Big empty netter too.
Yeah, big empty netter. I mean, hey, that's it's on his way to our scoring objectives there.
I don't care about getting that. I care about getting this guy off our team.
I agree. Okay. Also in C tier, Liam Öhngren, which as I talked about, I think he kind of deserves a B tier ish rating. He definitely was on the edge. Excuse me. Definitely on the edge, but I couldn't raise him up from C. He kind of hasn't produced as much as I would have liked.
Yeah.
He has had those moments, though, where he's producing off the score sheet. Tough situation, honestly.
This Seattle game is probably the best he's looked.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of that is to the point where they didn't have him with Ben Jones, Tyler Pitt. I'm not a fan of those 2 players' games. So
I very much so agree, except for one thing as well. He actually got to go on the ice. That is a big factor, actually, in how he looks. I honestly think Öhngren's one of those players where you kind of got to get him into the game. He's kind of like Rossi, where he's a bit shorter of a player. You just got to let him get comfortable.
That might be the silver lining with all these injuries, is that he'll probably get a shot on the 3rd line, maybe even go up to the 2nd line. I don't think so, but you should get more of a look in these upcoming games. So
I really hope so. Yeah, I would assume 3rd line slot in at least, as long as Ben Jones and Tyler Pitlick are also sent to the AHL. I'm solid with that.
I think it was another Brent Marshall thing, since we're quoting him this whole time, is that what is Ben Jones doing? He gets less than a shot a game, no points through the whole season so far. Why are we not playing Hunter Height right now?
Anybody. I know that HL time. Me and you agree. HL time is important, but also not giving a guy a chance when you're getting absolutely nothing from one player. What are we doing there?
We have other people down there too, like Abe Kubel, that I like to say his name. I'd like to see him up here.
And he would bring an edge to the team that also could be nice.
Very true. Ben Jones needs to leave.
Yeah, I agree. Or
Tyler Pitlick. Just pick one of them and send them down.
Pick one of them. Stop keeping both of them. What are we doing there?
You can have one of the bad toys. All right, you can't have both.
Yeah. Moving on, we have our C tier, which has Boyum and Bogo. Actually, I've moved them together. I kind of think that they just, as a combination of the two, they did go from B to C together. Have just not looked great. Bogo has not looked horrible. Or he didn't look horrible in the Kraken game, but Boyum has definitely looked out of place. And I don't know what's happening there, honestly. I can't tell you what looks wrong or what's going wrong.
Yeah. I think a C tier is what you expect out of Bogo. You'd like to see Boyum do more.
Yeah.
I just think it's a young player still adjusting to the NHL, Another thing I heard from the Worst Seats podcast is, young players like sometimes their brain is faster than their feet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they're playing a game. It just needs to slow down to them, come back to them, stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I don't know. I'm not a professional. That's why I quote people.
Yeah. And then rounding out the C tier was Damian Hunt. He did get to play in the Kraken game. He didn't play terrible, didn't play great.
I didn't really notice him out there.
Yeah, he didn't get many shifts.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of surprised they didn't do, like, I can't remember who they did it. Kalen Addison they did it with when they were going 11-7 once. Somebody got hurt. They put him on the forward.
Oh, yeah,
they put him as a winger. I kind of wouldn't have been surprised to see that out of Hunt or Boyum. And I feel like it would make more sense out of Boyum.
Would have been fun. Yeah.
I feel like that would make more sense, but you have him in a spot that a defenseman could arguably go to. So you would have him like sit in kind of the bumper spot, like a power play almost every time he's on the ice. Again, it's kind of it's a stupid idea, but Hunt is not a offensive defenseman. I'd like to see Boyum at least get more comfortable again on offense.
Yeah, the only objection I would have to that is the fact that he'd be on the third or fourth line or something like that on the wing, and those are the players you want to be trusting him offense with.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, and then D tier, Ben Jones, Tyler Pitlick, nothing has to be said. Dead is Rossi, Foligno, and Hinostroza. We will remember you.
We remember you fondly. Rossi is close to getting back. I think him and Hinostroza were skating at Tria when the team was playing in Seattle. Yeah, I have no clue how close Foligno is, though. So
hopefully close. We need them back.
I don't know. Foligno, I don't know.
We need Rossi back.
Yeah, that's
okay. Thank you. I didn't need you to argue with both of those.
I don't know. Foligno's got no goals, man. He got no goals.
But he was playing really well.
Better before he got hurt.
Yeah, and I can't even remember. I'm just struggling with names today. I'm definitely tired. We stayed up too late.
It is finals week, dead week.
It is.
So
it's dead week. It's dark outside. It's been snowing every day.
Yep. So stress is at an all-time high right now. I don't think I will be at our show next week, Wednesday. Cole might be, but
perchance. I haven't decided yet.
If not, we'll do an out-of-body experience location, probably from my beautiful apartment. I don't know. We'll see.
Be very interesting. We have like just a random video, like 2-minute video, the wild one, and it'll be on our Twitter. Getting everybody to move to our Twitter finally.
Yeah.
We're just promoting that today. It's like our new sponsor.
Yeah. On the promotion side, new time for the show next semester. I guess I should say it's gonna start probably around middle of January because we're gonna have a long break. I don't know what we'll do for content over the winter break, if we'll just do videos or nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to find out, because
on our YouTube.
We won't be here.
Yeah, we will not be here.
At 5 p.m., so same time as this show. It's just going to be on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays. I guess catch us then. We'll be posting stuff on Twitter to tell you when we're going live. So
I know it'll be a big adjustment for all the huge fans out there. We do have classes. They do come first, unfortunately.
Believe it or not, I'm trying to get out of this place eventually.
Eventually. You're going to be here, 7 years?
Yeah.
Most
people go to school for 7 years,
yeah,
Richard.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
Yeah, they're called doctors. Anyways, moving on, we can actually do some more opinion-based stuff. We don't have 7 games to cover.
Thank God.
So I know you really wanted to talk about the Yurov instigator rule when he roughed up Dunn. So
yeah, that was something that very much so I felt very passionately about.
Yeah, we have different opinions on this.
See, and I agree that the call was correct to give him, I agree that the hit was clean. And I understand that the rules changed to add the instigator penalty when clean hits are fought over to try to clean up the game, make it more consistent. Not consistent.
Allow for bigger hits.
Allow for big hits and make it so you're not just fighting every 10 minutes because there's a big hit. And I think that I understand where the rule's coming from, but I don't think that this is a good situation for that rule to be applied when a player is injured.
I don't think he got an instigator. He got a roughing.
He got an instigator. They both got offsetting roughings.
2 roughings, I thought.
He got an instigator. I watched it live. I
also watched it live.
He said instigator.
All right, I'm checking Game Center what they reported it as.
Anyway, even so, it's a roughing because he fought him after the play. Doesn't matter what it comes down to anyway. Anyway, the rule just needs an overhaul. I mean, if you see Zuccarello get hurt like that, I don't think we should have players sitting and waiting, oh, was that a penalty, before sticking up for their teammates. That's a really stupid system. I think it's a better thing to just let players go and, as they always say, police their own game. I understand that you want clean hits to be clean hits. I think when you have somebody, as Brady said, that is a leader of the locker room, I think you need somebody to stick up for him. I think that's just what hockey is. It's what hockey will ever be. I think it needs to be applied either more consistently or needs to be applied more situationally. I think the result of the play, I think, matters more than anything. Like, if you see a big hit and your teammate gets up, I feel like that, again, I would agree, that should not be fought over. But I think injuries are a situation that hockey is one of those sports where fighting's allowed for a reason, and that's a time that I think fighting should be allowed.
I agree for the most part. I agree that the penalties that were called correctly. I guess it was 2 roughings in the game center notes, which he did. He dropped the gloves, started punching down. The fact that he didn't get a fighting major is ridiculous, because then he probably would have got 17 minutes worth of penalties for the roughing. Yada yada yada. I like that they stood up because I'm a Wild fan. Camaraderie that shows the teams together, stand up for your team. But if it would happen where Middleton gets jumped and if they call it, I'll probably be upset because I'm a homer. But
see, and I disagree. I don't think it's a team thing. I just want to see players stick up for their teammates overall. I get where you're coming from. I get where your concern is with that. I don't think that it's. I guess I think of myself as a person that doesn't really care which team is doing it. I feel like I watch enough hockey, and I think hitting and fighting is a very important aspect of hockey that needs to be protected. And I think rules like this don't protect that. I understand that you want hitting to be something you can do without having to fight, but I think there also needs to be offset of you can hit, but you got to know which player you're hitting. The whole what's the player that was on the Oilers just for Gretzky to be safe, but there was a player that was always on the ice.
Marty McSorley.
Where he's literally there just to let him know there's a consequence for touching Gretzky, and I feel like that's something that hockey actually needs. I know that's not as popular of opinion, especially with the NHL always getting faster and more technical. I think the importance of a physical style play, I've said this a lot recently, I don't know why. The importance of a physical style play is still there. I know. I think Shorzy actually has a long quote about it, which, again, it's a dumb TV show, but it's really what helps the Americans and the Canadians stand out, other than obviously their youth programs. But on the world stage, they're just more physical, and I think that's something that, again, hockey just needs. It's important.
I agree. I think the instigator, it doesn't get called enough.
I agree with that. I think there's a lot of penalties in the NHL that are just inconsistent.
That's refereeing as a whole. It's like an opinion-based sport, which sucks. Holding the sticks, it got called, I think.
It got called on Damian Hunt.
Never gets called. Got called there. Taking off the helmet, never gets called. It should have been called twice. Eriksson should have drawn 25 penalties this year from getting his helmet ripped off, but they never call it. It's ridiculous. I mean, watch a game and have a bingo sheet every time Eriksson gets his helmet ripped off.
Or gets cross-checked in the back of the neck.
God, dude. It's always funny to watch him out front of the net because people fall a lot around him because they just push him and miss or something. It's funny.
He has to be one of the most penalized against. How do you word that? People commit the most penalties against him, and they're not called.
Draws the most penalties that don't go called.
Yeah, honestly. And I agree. It is because everyone wants to punch him, and they can't. But
I don't know. He also, I don't want to say complains to the ref a lot, but he kind of, talks to them hey, did you not just see that? And they're shut up.
Do you blame him, though?
No, I don't. But, it's to the point where you just say, shut up, basically. You know,
the Carl Anthony Towns effect. Where you complained to me the last 3 times. So
now the 4th, when it's actually a thing, I'm not going to call it.
Yeah.
I think there's a reluctancy now because, it's Eck, but... We won't go there.
And he's a big boy. Yeah. I think that's also a factor where when you're just that imposing on some players. I mean, he's not a Dustin Byfuglien, but whatever.
What did you just say?
Ignore
Byfuglien?
that. I don't know how to say his last name.
Dustin Byfuglien?
Sure.
Are you talking about Quentin Byfield?
No, Dustin, the guy from that played for the Winnipeg Jets, and he was a defenseman that was 6'7".
I'm gonna hurt you. The way he just looked at me.
I'm glad there was a pause because that makes it way funnier for no one else to laugh except for me.
I want to be done.
What do you mean you want to be done? We got 15 minutes. You're stuck with me.
Okay. Well, sticking with talking points. Tarasenko has been in more games this week. and they've lost. Therefore, it's his fault.
I don't
I know
think that's accurate.
You have a rebuttal to this, so I would like you go first so I can complain.
I mean, I don't fully disagree with you. I just think Tarasenko, as bad as he was statistically for a while, he actually had 2 statistically good games. I don't disagree with you. I do think he should be replaced with somebody. You can complain all you want. It's not like I can't disagree. I can't agree, but I really don't realistically disagree with you.
Well, it just feels like for all the you earn your spot nonsense, I don't think he's earned his spot in this lineup.
He hasn't.
And I feel like he's taking time away from younger players like Ogren. I would like to see him and Ogren switch spots. But then again, Tarasenko is not a bottom 6 player. He is slow. He is bad on defense. He doesn't hit. He can't put the puck in the net, which was his only saving grace. Why do you have your hand up?
so I didn't interrupt you. Also, that was a kind of an inside joke as well for my dad. But I was just because I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted you to know.
Okay, go on.
Because your point was very good and very solid.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on all that. I think the only difference is for him earning his spot is he's a household name that when he comes in, he kind of gets a automatic spot. I disagrey with that. I think that's not fair.
Stupid, yeah.
And I think that's honestly John Hines' issue is it's like a level of, he's been at the NHL level for this long. I agree with you. All the things you're saying are very true. I think the whole counter argument is literally just it's Vladimir Tarasenko though,
which is dumb.
I agree. I can't tell you you're wrong because I fully agree with everything you're saying.
He hasn't looked good on the last 2 teams he's been on, and now the Wild he hasn't looked good on. Obviously no trades have happened in the NHL. Get him out of here.
Yeah, need to. Well, I mean,
he has a no trade. He'd have to waive. Yada yada. I don't know how you do it. I just feel like he's being more of an anchor than anything else. But at the point where we're with so many injuries, you'll take what you can get, I guess.
You know who we can get back that I've really been missing? Future considerations. I've really been needing him back. I thought you were
going to say Freddie Gaudreau, and I'm like, there's no way. Freddie Gaudreau is worth so much more than Tarasenko.
Honestly, at this point, he really is.
But, that's the thing. His contract is, I don't want to say it's super expensive, but it's expensive enough.
For what he's doing, yeah. It's almost one of those where you're going to have to give up something extra to actually get rid of him.
Yeah.
Other than just, you're going to have to give up Tarasenko and a pick for future consideration to get rid of him. With that being said, I don't really think the Wild have anyone that I can immediately say needs that spot. Obviously, you could argue Liam Holmgren will grow into that spot if you give him that opportunity. I think the Wild do need to make a trade. I don't know for who.
There's been a few trade rumors out there. The big one that's been most prevalent recently is Kiefer Sherwood on the Vancouver Canucks. I've heard that they've actually sent out an offer that's been rejected. I think it was a prospect of some sort. Honestly, I don't like Kiefer Sherwood as a player. I mean, he's a leader in hits in like the league and his team, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Trennan would be kind of fun to see. But once you get healthy, I don't think he has a real good fit on this team. So I'm not a big guy on that. The one that was circling lately, a while ago. A while ago is the right word.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Kyrou.
Oh, yeah.
Blues, they were struggling. And I think that might be a good spot to dump Tarasenko.
Send him home.
Maybe overpay a little bit, throw in an extra pick or something for them to take the contract.
And you know what the biggest benefit is there?
That he used to play there, and I think the general manager is the same.
I meant for us getting Jordan Kyrou is that he no longer plays against us because
he always does.
He is so consistent against the Wild.
He and David Perron, when David Perron was on the Blues, absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah. And honestly, I think a different player that I know I talked to you about, and I think honestly it's kind of a goofier pick. Obviously, we traded him away at some point. Alex Tuck. He ended up having a overtime winner last night, by the way, against Edmonton. But I think the price is the real big issue here. He's at $12 million average.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Buffalo's the kind of team that would keep that contract if you would give him enough.
Yeah, I agree.
But the issue, he's a top 6. And who are you moving down in your top 6 to then replace? Because Tarasenko is on our third line right now. You, in theory, need a third liner to replace him. Obviously, he doesn't have to be a third liner.
I think
but
you see how I don't know. Is he a center? Do you know, or is he a wing?
Alex Tuck?
Yeah.
I thought he was a winger. I could be wrong.
I think you could see him taking JoJo's spot, depending on how chemistry looks there, and JoJo could go to the third line. I think that would be fine. Obviously, they have good chemistry, the second line now, but I think Tuck would be a better addition there. That's where I think Kyrou would slot in, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tuck is actually a right wing.
Another player from Buffalo that might be wanting out is Tage Thompson, because he's been on a losing Buffalo team for many years now. You're just waiting for the shoe to drop, where some players in Buffalo are saying, all right, I want out, I'm done.
Oh, what do you think they'll get?
Fergus style, you know?
Who on that team is untouchable, first off? Not to make this Buffalo Sabres fan line, but I feel like it's a very interesting conversation because I likely think they will get traded. I think the Wild are in the market for at least Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson, as you just said. I think it's interesting to see which players are protected, like they're not willing to get rid of Alex Tuck, Tage Thompson, and Owen Power, who Owen Power's been not playing great since his first year in the league, which he played pretty okay. I just am interested to see what you think of
for untouchables on the
untouchables.
Sabres.
And I honestly don't know what they're getting in return for an Owen Powers like player. I think Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck, you do get a decent return.
Yeah. The only untouchables that I can really think of are probably Dahlin. He's the captain, stud defenseman.
And that's why I didn't even mention him, is because I do think he is untouchable.
And I think you just go for more younger players. Like Josh Doan has been amazing, and they got him in the Peterka trade, so they're going to want to keep him. Josh Norris is pretty young. He has 7 points in 5 games with them, so I think they'd want to keep him. But really, I don't think anyone is untouchable. If you have the right price, you could probably get any Buffalo Sabre.
Yeah, honestly,
I think it's yeah.
$1 and a cheeseburger. I think we'd.
Here's 40 cents, Lindy Ruff. Give me him
something.
Yeah, it's I think it's the same for the Flames too, with Kadri, Huberdeau. Literally anyone over the age of 26 is probably able to get traded.
Yeah, but the issue is I really don't know who I would want out of a couple of those teams.
Well, they're bad teams for a reason. Yeah. So.
And like Nazemi Kadri, I wouldn't hate seeing him. He is a center though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part where I like our centers. Yurov is the first one on the chopping block in my mind. I think it should be Hartman, actually. Hartman should be moved over. That's what we should do. We get Tage Thompson. We move Hartman over to a wing, and I feel like that makes a line solid enough. Obviously, Tage Thompson, you need him to be on a line that he's going to get a lot of minutes, so seeing the Wild get a balanced line out of that, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a center, so it's weird. What do you move, Echo over Rossi over, something like that?
And I don't think his game matches Kaprizov's well enough that I don't think it would work out. There was a trade rumor with the Wild getting Kiefer Sherwood.
I just talked about that.
Did you really? I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, that was the first one I covered.
Oh, I didn't think that was the first one you covered.
Bro hates me.
I really did not think that was the first one you covered. But I don't think that one makes as much sense when it comes down to it. Just
you're just reiterating all the points I made. I said it's
did not hear you say that one. I really didn't. I thought you started.
We got great synergy here.
Yeah, clearly. I'm
tired.
I was trying to figure out where a player was. We're both tired. This is
Kiefer Sherwood. I don't think makes a good fit here.
No, this is a weird one. I just googled Minnesota Wild trade rumors. Andrei
Svechnikov?
Yep, couldn't say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he has some disgruntled stuff with Carolina earlier. I think that's been settled though. I haven't heard his name. I think the GMs have a group chat, and I think someone said something about who's untouchable. Is this guy untouchable? Is Andrei Svechnikov untouchable? And he's like, make me an offer. So everyone thought he was available, but you can be made an offer and say no to 4 first-round picks and Wayne Gretzky, but you can still make an offer. But I wouldn't want him now, of course. But
I think honestly, a lot of NHL writers at this point go, okay, is there a Russian player? They spin a wheel and they just throw a dart at it, and they're like, okay, the Wild need him. Kirill likes to have Russian players. It's just a very goofy thing.
Oh, we got 6 minutes left. We'll do a quick preview of what's to come this week. Big game on Thursday, probably the biggest of the week. They're going against the Stars. 4-game homestand here, though. So Wild coming into this game pretty banged up. Wild are most likely going to be missing Zuccarello, Rossi, Foligno, Hennessy, Middleton, and even possibly Sturm. 6 pretty good players make up your lineup. So it's going to be a tough game. They're a tough team to beat, even if you're a normal team, but the Wild have a kryptonite against Central teams, so it's going to be a tough one.
And Jake Ottinger has great games against the Wild whenever they play in Minnesota. I think a different part of this is also the Wild need to win some of these because the Stars at this point are who they're going to face in the first round of the playoffs. We can get through get to the 1-8 playoff being dumb, or being the way it should be. Sorry, other way around. 1-8 should be the way the playoffs are. But the Stars are currently 10 points ahead of us and only one spot ahead of us in the division.
You need to beat it for a confidence builder because it's looking like a way too early prediction is we're facing the Stars. But while they'll get the start, hopefully he has a good bounce back game. I think they'll be able to win if Wallsted's what we saw in October and the start of the month. Moving on to Saturday, we're going against the Senators. They're in a little bit of a slump right now. They've lost 5 of their last 6, so good for us, I guess. Hallmarks has played pretty poorly, leading to some of these woes. I think they've had some injury problems too, but they are a physical team, so that's something the Wild should be fine going up against.
Especially after the past couple games.
Yep, exactly. Allmark's been playing bad. The reason I know this is because that the start of the year it was Gustafsson, Allmark, and Markstrom as the Swedish goaltenders, and now I'm pretty sure Allmark has fallen out of that picture and Wallsted's taking a spot, which I think is kind of funny. That should be a good one to watch, though, because it'll be Swede v. Swede most likely. Back-to-back, though, going Sunday, we're going against the Bruins. Marat Konstantinov comes to town to face his old team. They're sitting atop the Atlantic. They've had some great play from their stars, and the league-leading goal scorer, Morgan Geekie, I think he's got 22 right now.
Unfortunate.
I don't even know if he's the league-leading. It could be McKinnon by now.
Probably.
Yeah. This will be an interesting game depending on which Wild team we see. If they come out strong and are physical, I think they will be able to beat them away pretty good. But if they're a little lackadaisical and are weak on defense, could get away from them. But
definitely an overperforming Bruins team for what we expected out of them coming into the season.
So, some players haven't bounced back years, but Morgan Geekie's performance has been nothing short of spectacular.
Yeah, honestly.
Then final game before one of us goes live on Wednesday.
Per chance.
Tuesday versus Washington. This is going to be the final game of that 4-game homestand. They faced the Capitals early in the season. This will be the final time they meet. They lost 5-1. That was back in October when they were floundering around. So it's going to be a different team facing the Caps. But they are currently on a heater. They've won 11 of their last 13. Sitting atop the Metro. Ovi's still pushing up his goal total.
In case anyone's going to try to catch that.
Yeah. They're one of the best defensive teams, too, in the league. They are second in goals against per game. The Wild already struggled to score goals. I could see this one being a very low-scoring game. You're going to have good goaltending. But
this is the Capitals team that I thought what we were going to see earlier in the year. Obviously, they had a really good year last year, and that's why Brady predicted them to be bad. I admit they definitely overperformed, but this is a team that I wanted to see come back. Washington's kind of just a fun team to see doing well. I think the whole Ovi, like all the stuff surrounding Ovi, I usually like. As a person, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of other team stars all that often, but I have a weird soft spot for Ovi, especially. It's a weird exact moment that I know that I love him from is the All-Star game where he just wanted to be picked last so he would get a car.
So you get a car,
As if he isn't a multi-millionaire that can just buy a car whenever he wants.
Yeah, and then he gets picked second to last. He's just I think he's pretend mad.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm trying to think of other Ovi moments. Like when he scores hole-in-one, he's like, I swear to God, I did it.
Yeah.
I swear to God. He's a good guy.
Yeah, fun player. And him and Kaprizov actually have a weird relationship. But they're Ovi's kids love Kaprizov, which is a very funny situation.
I shouldn't say good guy. I don't even know the guy. I like watching the guy.
Yeah. You don't personally know him, so he might be
Me and Ovi are pretty tight. I got his 900th puck in my basement. Okay, well, any last thoughts before we wrap up the pod?
Just congratulations to anyone who got through this.
Yeah, it's been a doozy. Happy birthday to my brother.
Hey, shout out.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I can't say for certain if we'll be live next week. Follow us on Twitter to find out, or on YouTube because we'll post something there if we don't do it live.
I know all our fans are on the edge of their seats. So
shout out AJ. So, that'll wrap up the podcast. We appreciate you guys joining us for another episode of C&B Talk Hockey. We will catch you in the next one.
Thank you.